Now, I know we usually save this for the end of the shows, or well, the old shows, but T.U.G.S is canceled. Probably for real this time. So go check out our new channel, Internet Today, because that's where we're gonna live from now on. We're gonna go out for cigarettes and never come back. Anyways, woo, let's get into the show because is nothing sacred anymore? How dare these gaming industry insiders continually leak information to the public, spoiling the anticipation and surprises that we all enjoy while watching multi-million-dollar presentations from E3. How dare they? I wanted to be surprised, damn it. Oh well, the info's out there, so now we're gonna tell you too. Spoiler alert!
Here we go!
Peggy 18.
Now, of course, some of these leaks could almost certainly end up not being true, which brings some of the mystery back. Hooray! Much like finding out Santa Claus isn't real. Because you found your unwrapped presents and vintage pornography while snooping through your parents' closet.
What is all that hair doing down there?
Just like that, kids these days just refuse to wait till the big day for the reveals. They got that childlike impatience. You put a cookie on a plate in front of them,
It's gone.
they're gonna eat that cookie.
Santa doesn't even get the cookie. No, he's just fucking your mom.
Santa doesn't need the cookie.
No, he's eating that ass.
I'll give you some carrots for Rudolph, but
Yeah.
nothing for you, Santa.
You fat fuck.
You fat fuck. Twitter and Reddit have been filled with these kind of leaks for weeks now. Weeks of leaks. And it would be unfair.
WikiLeaks.
It would be unfair to us if we didn't just blatantly lay them out for you. So here's what you can allegedly expect to show up at E3 this year.
Santa Claus. No, he won't be there.
Oh, fuck.
He's been dead for years.
How come Santa never got his own video game?
It is like almost half Christmas now, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Now, of course, a lot of this stuff has actually just been done as marketing for the game companies because it turns out that, whoops, accidentally leaking stuff is a really good way to build hype for something you're going to announce or release. Rage 2 is a perfect example of this, and so is that huge Walmart store page that accidentally went live too early. But there's also been some confirmations coming out over the last week or so for stuff like Fallout 76, Black Ops 4, Battlefield V for Vagina, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and more. But now let's focus on that last one because it's the most recent.
Yeah, a new Assassin's Creed game, because they make one of these fucking things every year, was first rumored to exist thanks to that Walmart leak. But also, because of course, there's gonna be a new Assassin's Creed game every year till the end of time.
But no one complains about that.
Quality be damned, we're putting out a new one of these every year.
I don't care if the character's eyeballs are floating in a skull that doesn't exist.
If they can do
it's gonna
it-
hit them the street date.
If they can do it with Madden football, why can't we do it with an open world game where you run around killing people and climbing on things?
Yeah.
How hard could it be? But Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It was sort of confirmed when a photo of a collectible keychain for the game was leaked online. Lame. With the actual title Odyssey on it, and it resembled an ancient Greek helmet. Well, Ubisoft said fuck it, and they just released the confirmation of the game with a teaser trailer showing off the fact that, yeah, this one's taking place in ancient Greece. Not the current Greece.
That would be
The
weird.
cool one.
You just go vacationing in Mykonos.
Nah,
What a great
you
game.
go to the ATM and like, sorry, we're all out of cash for today.
We have no money in the country.
But hey, everything's super cheap, and we take US dollars. No, it's in ancient Greece.
yeah,
And yeah, makes sense. Totally not planned at all, you guys.
yeah, they totally didn't mean for this to get out. I mean, come on.
Anyway, an obvious one here should have always been that, guys, Fortnite, a game for children, is coming to the Nintendo Switch, a console for children, because why not? It already runs on a fucking phone. It really couldn't be that hard to port over the most popular and best video console on the market. Now, this was leaked two ways. One was a Korean ratings board listing. The other was a leaked image allegedly from GameStop, which showed off not only Fortnite, but a few other games that'll be debuting at E3 for the Switch as well, like Dragon Ball FighterZ, Paladins, and Overcooked 2.
We'll let the rest of the rumors, however many there are, and there's lots, continue to float out there so you can just go find them yourselves.
You'll float
So,
too.
That at least puts some of the fun back into it, right? At least you can hunt these things down. Anyway, something we might see at E3 in the form of bad news is that surprise! Crackdown 3 might be delayed.
Sorry, crackheads. Your favorite game isn't coming out as soon as you thought.
Okay, so this one seems to have already been refuted by Microsoft, who swears that it is not going to be delayed. But the whole thing stems from people online claiming that Amazon Spain had canceled all pre-orders of Crackdown 3.
Amazon.com.
This spread like crazy online, mostly because it's ridiculous, and the only people who are actual fans of the Crackdown series are A, from Spain, and B, ridiculously loyal to this game. So it probably hurt their feelings. Regardless, a rep for Microsoft downplayed the whole thing and claimed it was just a glitch on Amazon's side. So is it delayed or not? Well, probably not. But honestly, who cares?
They do.
It might as well be delayed forever for me.
There's definitely one game you won't get to play in the very near future, though. You know, if you were somehow still playing it at all. Evolve! Remember that?
Yeah, I think.
The co-op game where you and your friends had to fight a big scary monster controlled by another player. Yeah, well, no one has visited the gaming retirement home where Evolve lived in quite some time, so they're just serving it up one final meal and then pulling the plug.
Just like Grandma.
In a blog post on the 2K website, they confirmed that Evolve's dedicated servers will be shutting down on September 3rd, 2018. Apparently, you'll still be able to play multiplayer via peer-to-peer connection for the foreseeable future. So, all you Evolve fanboys, you
Darwins.
all three of you, don't worry too much. You can connect directly.
It's not 3, Elliot. What's the actual number?
200.
It's 200.
Yeah, that's literally the 30-day average player base for this game on Steam charts. So sorry for underselling your 200 player base. But that's still higher than Lawbreakers, who has fucking 0 players right now because that studio is canceled.
Poor thing. Anyways, let's move over to esports, where this past weekend saw soccer players, aka gamers controlling
the word is football.
Yeah, whatever. These gamers, they got their first crack at the World Cup by competing in the E-World Cup. Yeah, that's right, FIFA's E-World Cup to be exact. And if you thought all the flopping in actual soccer or football was bad, at least it's not as bad as this dude named Dr. Urhano. Why are so many gamers naming themselves Doctor? Dr. Lupo, Dr. Disrespect, Dr. Urhano.
Because it's cool to be a doctor.
I guess so.
They get all the best chicks.
This dude named Dr. Urhano, he straight up rage quit the game during the middle of a tournament because he wasn't happy. He wasn't living up to the very high standards that he'd set for himself. Now, it wasn't even just an angry toss of the controller either. He sat there, growing increasingly upset with himself until he reached his breaking point, where he pressed the home button, opened the menu, and exited the game on his console entirely before storming off the set. Probably to go cry or something. What a day to be in esports.
Why does no one take video games seriously? Why?
I mean, people in real sports have walked off the field or the pitch or the court, right? Or they get in fights and leave. That's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. If LeBron doesn't start getting his team together, he's gonna be walking off that court and into his new home at the LA Lakers.
Yeah, and he's gonna go in the control room and turn off all the lights in the arena.
Yeah, just shut the arena down and walk out. Fuck you.
But hey, we all know someone who would never cry over a game, not even if it was a spooky, scary game involving mythical creatures on their hunt for blood. This man, however, has no need for blood, because the only body part he's after is the ass. And you know what? Garlic actually attracts him. Weird. Anyway, here's Shibby.
Blood Boys and Vamp Girls. This week I'm reviewing a brand new wannabe $60 AAA game, but they the type of publishers who are charging $50 to see what they can get away with. This week, I played a game about a supposed Doctor who resides in London. No, this isn't some Time Lord Doctor Who magical screwdriver, exterminate all humans type shit. It's about an expressionless, newly turned vampire doctor who wants to give everyone the proverbial suck. Whew. Step away from the Twilight teen fantasy love story where werewolves sniff each other's asses. It's all about being a monster who loves blood. Of course, I'm talking about a brand new release called Vampire. It's edgy with a Y.
Shibby fans, drink blood.
Vampire is basically a shitty Witcher game. Let me continue.
That was the funniest thing you've ever done.
Dialogue feels overly somber and lack of expression. With all bland dialogue wheels, it feels like talking to any character was a chore, especially for side quests where the NPCs are even less important. No matter what the character was feeling, their facial expressions did not change, like a wooden doll.
That's how people used to be in London, though. They can't smile because they have the bad teeth.
Now, I don't know if that's just life in Victorian-style London,
It was.
or if the game was just made so all the characters are just a real bore. Unlike an episode of T.U.G.S where we're always excited, so excited, like I am for Internet Today,
Woo!
Rest in peace T.U.G.S, I cannot say that is the case with the combat in this game. I mean, sure, if the combat was stellar, yes, I could give the boring dialogue trees a pass because of all the intense action of being a badass vampire man. Sidebar, why does it have to be a white man on the cover of the game? Why not a female? Are the developers literally saying that females cannot be medical professionals or learn about the dark arts of blood stuff? And you viewers are still mad about Battlefield 5? Sad. Anyways, like I was saying, the actual action in the game, actual combat, is essentially a stamina management with melee combos and using 1 or 2 vampire abilities. If this combat was more wet and juicy, a la Witcher or Bloodborne, maybe I'd give it a pass, but it's not. The brainless AI are just too repetitive and pointless. I slaughter many men behind a dark back alley deep in the city of London.
Is that what they call it now?
Yeah, all that tedious work
I'm back there slaying dudes 24/7 in that alley. You better watch out.
is worth very little experience. I mean, to actually get any level ups, I need to give Henry Big Cocks, the local mailman, the suck to boost my character. I mean,
Play his ass, Jimmy.
literally need to suck for success. I don't support it. I feel a little bit railroaded on who I need to suck off and not give the suck. It's frustrating to say the least, and it does feel tedious. All the missions are essentially fetch quests, which I mean are my personal favorite missions of all time, right behind escort missions with extremely chatty AI.
Love the escort quest.
Ooh. Overall, this game is not terrible, it feels hollow. It's not fun for hours on end. It's fetching items, stamina dodging combat on faceless enemies, then joyless dialogue trees. I get it, war-torn and disease-ridden London is not the most poppin' joyous place in the world. However, the game takes itself too seriously with all the pointless characters not being able to back it up. I give it a 0 out of the suck.
Well, Shibby is an ass pyre for sure. Everyone knows that. But sadly, the only vampire games we even know about are those Castlevania games. That's a vampire, right? Or is he just goth? He's got a whip.
I think Dracula's in it, right? I don't know.
Castlevania. So we looked up the review for Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2, which is a game, over on Amazon and found this review from avid gamer Homero Castellanos, who titled their review, Eye-rollingly awful. Here's what they had to say about Castlevania Lord of Shadows 2, Lords of Shadow, whatever. Here's what they said when it was released.
When did this come out?
I have no idea. It was like a PS3 game.
Yeah. This game is exactly what's wrong with video games today.
And by the way, it was that far back, so video games have apparently been ruined for a long time.
Not wrong.
The game simply benchmarks what better games have already done in a poor way. This is basically Devil May Cry with the worst controls. The camera basically goes everywhere in the middle of a fight. Jesus tap dancing Christ. Don't even get me started on the story. Good Lord. You're basically bombarded with the most nonsensical and horrendous cutscenes you will ever witness. They aren't even funny bad, they're just awful. Thank God they had the decency to give you the option to skip them. But that's not the worst part. The most idiotic part is that you get to be a rat for a good portion of the game. There's nothing more next gen than playing a freaking rat. It's supposed to be the Lord of Shadows and yet you have to become a rat? I understand it was part of the story, but really? How was that fun? Please tell me. The first Lords of the Shadow game was entertaining, and I can forgive it, but this is just awful. I miss the 2D Castlevania days when your skills were actually challenged. Teardrop, 1 star.
Wow.
This guy hates rats.
Anyway, subscribe to our new channel, Internet Today. There will be a link in the description below and probably on the video somewhere. Yeah, this channel not gonna exist in a couple of weeks, so head over there right now.
LeBron's gonna shut it down.
He is. LeBron came in here and he shut it down. So, listen, go there, subscribe to Internet Today, hit the bell so you get all the notifications. We're already posting content. Idiots Watching Anime is up. There's also 2 other episodes on there. You just do it. What are you doing here? Just go do it. It's the only place you're going to be able to see us do gaming news in the future. And maybe we even get Shibby to come back and do some reviews.
Whoa.
Maybe we do a T.U.G.S. Who knows? If the Patreon gets to 50,000 patrons, we'll do another T.U.G.S. episode.
Or skits.
Anyways, yeah, do that, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.